Hey everyone. Okay, so today we've got a seriously fascinating explainer lined up for you. We're going to be breaking down this massive, just completely eye-opening documentary announcement from Alpha Lens. They're basically pulling back the curtain on the hidden mechanics of global wealth with a brand new series called The Invisible Money Machine. If you've ever found yourself wondering how the global financial system actually operates, behind closed doors, you are absolutely in the right place. We're going to map out exactly what Alpha Lens is uncovering piece by piece and show you how your everyday financial life connects to this wildly sprawling global network.
Because, look, you think you understand money. I mean, we all do, right? You earn it, you save it, you invest it, you spend it. You open up your banking app, transfer some funds, buy a stock, maybe swipe a credit card. Done. Simple. They're just everyday actions that we take completely for granted, right? We just move through our routines without a second thought.
But what if I told you that every single one of those routine actions is actually connected to something infinitely bigger, something you can't even see, a massive, invisible machine built from credit, debt, banks, markets, governments, and literally billions of people just like you and me?
It's kind of like we're all living under this illusion. When you pay your taxes or take out a car loan or throw some cash into a mutual fund, it feels like this isolated, super personal event, just you and your money. But the source material here brilliantly illustrates that these are not separate events at all, not even close. They are deeply, intrinsically connected. Just think about the actual chain reaction happening behind the scenes. The cash sitting in your personal bank account, it's connected to your bank. That bank is connected to a central bank, like the RBI. The central bank is connected to interest rates. Those interest rates basically dictate the terms of loans across the board. Those loans affect businesses, and those businesses directly impact the stock markets. So your one single deposit is literally just step one in this massive global domino effect. But what happens when that chain breaks? What happens when the foundational element of this entire machine, which is trust, by the way, simply evaporates? Because trust is the invisible glue holding this entire global structure together. If you take trust out of the equation, the gears just grind to a halt. The whole machine stops functioning entirely. Think about it. Imagine waking up, checking your phone, and seeing that everyone in your entire city is trying to withdraw their cash on the exact same day. What happens then? Suddenly, a perfectly normal, seemingly healthy bank is in massive, massive trouble. This is the terrifying reality of bank runs and sudden liquidity crises that Alpha Lens is diving into. It really shows us just how fragile the system can be when it's put under pressure. Which brings us to one of the most mind-bending realities of our financial system. There's this stark contrast between what we think happens and reality. You probably think a central bank, like the RBI, just sits there and prints all the money in circulation, right? But the truth? Banks actually create money out of thin air through credit and loans. Yeah, money is being created right now within the banking system itself, entirely without a printing press. The absolutely crucial point here is that understanding credit is the key to understanding how money actually multiplies.
And speaking of credit, let's look at how companies actually use it. If you follow the life cycle of a typical company, it goes a little something like this. In years 1 and 2, it's all about growth and initial borrowing. Everything looks great. Year 3 brings big expansion. But then we hit year 4, leverage. Suddenly, there's just way too much borrowing, way too much blind optimism. And finally, year 5 hits, crisis. This timeline perfectly illustrates why a company can look incredibly successful right before it just completely collapses under the weight of its own debt. One failure triggers another, and boom, suddenly a financial crisis begins.
Which leads us to the overarching reality of the world we live in, the global debt machine. Governments are borrowing, companies are borrowing, everyday people are borrowing. It is just this relentless, never-ending cycle. But I want you to really think about this for a second. If everyone is borrowing and everyone owes someone money, who is actually lending all this money? Like, who is sitting on the other side of this massive equation? That brings us to perhaps the biggest question of all, the multi-trillion-dollar question. If everyone is drowning in debt, someone, somewhere, must be swimming in wealth. So, who actually owns the world's wealth? Well, if you thought the world was just owned by a handful of cartoonishly rich billionaires and high-rises, reality is about to change everything you thought you knew. Ownership is incredibly fragmented. It's like a giant puzzle. You've got promoters holding a slice, around 20%. But then you have these massive, massive chunks held by mutual and pension funds, making up 30%. Insurance companies and asset managers hold another 20. Even governments hold a 10% piece. And right there, ordinary investors, millions of regular people, make up a massive 20% of this pie. The reality of global equity ownership is far more complicated and far more interconnected than it appears on the surface.
And all that wealth, it never stays still. Literally never. It is constantly flowing. Capital moves every single second of the day. It jumps from banks to bonds, from bonds to stocks, from investors to companies, and crucially, from one country to another. Because of this totally interconnected machine, a seemingly tiny policy change over in Tokyo can instantly send shockwaves through a market in London.
So you gotta wonder, who is trying to steer this massive moving ship? Behind every economy are these heavy-hitting institutions holding specific levers of power, making decisions that affect billions of us. You have central banks using interest rates, governments wielding monetary policy, regulators trying to control system liquidity. These are the supposed puppet masters. But Alpha Lens poses a really critical question here. How much power do these institutions actually have? Can they really control the economy, or are they honestly just reacting to the machine like the rest of us? When you pull back and really look at the macro view, it all synthesizes into this one beautiful, terrifying reality. What looks like billions of separate, mundane financial transactions, your morning coffee swipe, a corporate merger, a government bond issuance, is actually one living, breathing, interconnected system. It is one enormous, invisible money machine. And this is the exact web that Alpha Lens is untangling in their upcoming 10-part documentary series. They're setting out to uncover this single financial system and map out all of these countless hidden connections, from your bank account to the markets, to the governments, all the way to the flow of global capital. It is going to be the ultimate guide to understanding how the financial world actually works, from top to bottom.
There's this mantra from the announcement that I absolutely love. Don't just look at the price, understand what's behind it. Honestly, that is the very essence of true financial literacy, right there. As focused learners, we know that to really empower ourselves, we can't just look at surface-level numbers. We have to dig deeper. We have to understand the mechanics, the systems, and the hidden forces driving those numbers.
So, I'm gonna leave you with this lingering thought today. The next time you swipe your card, or check your bank balance, or look at a stock ticker, remember the incredible sprawling network operating just beneath the surface. Are you ready to rethink your everyday financial actions? Are you ready to see the machine? I know for sure I am. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and remember, keep questioning what's behind the price.